have to ask you about the Rkatsiteli because it's so unique and also gets rave reviews amongst tradespeople.
Right.
I ran into
unique.
Someone on the way here at a rest stop, a distributor, and they said, "You're getting some Rkatsiteli, right?"
Yes, well, sure, we can taste that. That's become almost a cult wine at Dr. Frank's. This was a variety that kind of made the cut. When Dr. Frank started, he wanted to assemble the world's greatest wine grapes. He was a scientist. It didn't matter if they were well suited. He wanted the best of the world in his backyard. And so Rkatsiteli was among those 60. When my dad, Willie, took over in the 80s, he was more of a businessman. It didn't make sense to make that many wines. You couldn't really be profitable. And so he culled that list down. But Rkatsiteli is one that made the cut because it was adapted well to our cool climate. And over the years, we've expanded our acreage. In fact, a writer just emailed me this morning, what is our acreage of Rkatsiteli? And it's up to 9 acres now. So that's a sizable amount. And in the past, we would sell out of Rkatsiteli every year, and we'd have visitors driving miles and miles to come get their case and be disappointed. Well, today we have a good supply. We can offer it to stores in New York State, wine shops, and even out of state. So it's really exciting, particularly sommeliers, to see how excited they are about this variety when they learn about its history, its uniqueness, its wonderful flavor profile. Goes great with fish and seafood, and they enjoy now educating their diners, or wine shop managers enjoy educating their customers because it has such an interesting history. It's thought to be the oldest known wine grape, going back over 4,000 years. So, you know, we think if it's lasted that long, it's worth keeping. And there is still a dated, sort of negative perception of New York wines as being just Concord, you know, and I'm still amazed to this day when we're invited to West Coast wine events, whether it be the International Pinot Noir celebration in Oregon, where we've been invited several times, but we were the only East Coast represented on each occasion. We were literally the only winery east of the Rocky Mountains, you know, so that's quite a responsibility to educate, you know, all these guests and attendees. And many of them will, you know, taste our Pinot Noir and say, geez, I'm shocked. I thought all they did was Concord in New York wine, in the New York region. So, you know, we still have a huge challenge ahead of us to overcome, you know, hundreds of years of winemaking with just the native grapes. And these grapes really are ideal for jams and jellies and juices, but you know, most wine experts would agree that the vinifera, the European wine grapes, are the best suited for premium wines, and that's what we focus on our winery, and we try to you know, get that message across that there's more to New York than just Labrusca grapes, that a renaissance has occurred because of Dr. Frank's leadership, and today we're producing some of the top cool climate wines in America.